Out here in the desert Southwest, it's snowing again today, but it won't amount to much. After all, on an annual basis, we only have about 12 inches of precipitation a year. That works out to about an inch a month, and that isn't much. Shoot, where most of you are, you can get an inch of rain in 30 minutes. But here, we're lucky if we get that in an entire month. And by the way, out in the Southwest, there has been a severe drought going on now for about 20 years. But on to bankruptcy law. This week, we have had two significant decisions from the Courts of Appeals. The more significant, I think, is actually from the Second Circuit, which dealt with the Paycheck Protection Program that was adopted about 2 years ago by Congress to give loans to businesses because they were being shut down by the pandemic. Actually, they weren't loans because invariably the so-called borrower would not have to repay the loan to the Small Business Administration. And because they really didn't look like loans, a bunch of companies in bankruptcy sued the SBA, and here's the reason why. The SBA decided, perhaps on its own, that they would not make any of these so-called loans to companies in bankruptcy. And latching on to Section 525, a bunch of debtors contended that that was unfair discrimination against a company in bankruptcy. For the most part, but not altogether, the debtors lost. A few courts, however, did say that it was unfair discrimination and enjoined the SBA by requiring the SBA to make these loans. There was a winning debtor in Vermont. The case went directly on appeal to the Second Circuit, and the Second Circuit came down rather firmly in a 55-page opinion, quite well written, saying that indeed these were loans, and therefore the SBA was not required to make these disbursements to companies in Chapter 11. As I said, it was a very well-written opinion, and I really sincerely doubt that any other circuit is going to rule any other way. Frankly, it doesn't seem as though this issue is going to be of continuing importance because there are no more PPP loans being made. But if we have a recession, and if Congress decides to allow Small Business Administration to make more of these loans, I think this precedent is going to mean that companies in Chapter 11 will not be eligible. And by the way, the second interesting decision was from the Fifth Circuit. Basically, what that decision says, as I said in my column on the ABI website, is that if you are a plaintiff in a class action suit and there is a bankruptcy, it really suggests that all of the individual plaintiffs should be filing their own claims and do not rely on the named plaintiffs to be able to file a class claim. I am Bill Rochelle, the editor-at-large for American Bankruptcy Institute. I will return same time next week with something interesting from the world of bankruptcy. Until then, stay safe, stay out of the snow. See ya. Good day.